Welcome to War India News Hour. There is a sharp increase of zero trust in the digital era. The COVID-19 situation has provided unprecedented challenges to not just individuals but also to organizations. Enterprises now need to be extra cautious about cyber attacks even as they try to keep their businesses running and support clients effectively despite these challenges. The zero trust model operates on the principle of never trust, always verify. It effectively assumes that the perimeter is dead as a concept and we can no longer operate on the idea of establishing a perimeter given the fact that people are working from different locations. As part of this architecture, both the user and the device must be authenticated and access is granted only once the user or application and device are conclusively authenticated. Digital transformation fever had organizations swarming over new ways to innovate their businesses in the digital era. Implementing effective technology solutions, that is, with effective frameworks in place, organizations are enforcing several critical steps as part of their arsenal to reduce cyber risk while establishing access and identity controls. Now, organizations are facing not only the proliferation of cloud computing and the Internet of Things, but also the need to manage hybrid, that is, remote and physical working environments. The perimeter-less world we work in is providing challenges for many organizations to effectively manage risks with the rise of sophisticated threats. The zero trust concepts and the security architecture of the past need a different mindset in current times. Security protocols and measures at the end of the day are not 100% foolproof. Cyber threats are constantly evolving. If an organization wishes to develop a strong security posture, it must continuously work towards identifying current and evolving threats and take effective measures to protect their data, users and assets. Let's look into today's headlines in War India. Facebook could also face charges from the US antitrust. Facebook has also faced similar probes by the Justice Department and the state attorneys general and has said previously the investigations were looking at prior acquisitions and business practices involving social networking or social media services, digital advertising and or mobile or online applications. As per the Washington Post, the Federal Trade Commission, that is FTC, met privately on Thursday to discuss a probe while state attorneys general under the leadership of New York's Letitia James have been scrutinizing the company for potential threats to competition. India and US to sign BECA military deal. India and the United States will hold the 2+2 ministerial meeting on Tuesday and sign the Basic Exchange and Cooperation Agreement for Geospatial Cooperation, that is BECA, to further defense ties between the two nations as India continues to be in a border standoff with China. The announcement was made after the meeting between Indian Defence Minister Rajnath Singh with his American counterpart Mark Esper, who is in India, along with the US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo for the India-US 2+2 meeting to be held today. Chenghui Precision Industry to start mass production for Apple cable. In a bid to make the supply chain ecosystem stronger and to take the advantage of Atmanirbhar Bharat, Apple's cable and connector suppliers, Chenghui Precision Industry Company, will start mass production of products in Chennai later this year. The Taiwan-based company's move comes at a time when Apple's other partners are increasing investments in India for iPhone production. At the same time, Foxconn and Wistron are increasing iPhone production capabilities in India. Sahasra to invest Rs 350 crores for electronics industry. Sahasra has planned to invest Rs 350 crores over the next 4 years to construct mobile phone memory chips, laptop hardware drives and motherboards in Bhiwadi, Rajasthan. It will entail an investment of rupees 140 crores to produce 40 million ICs annually and is approved to receive incentives by the central government under the Production Linked Incentive Scheme. Lee leaves behind $21 billion wealth for inheritance in Samsung. Lee Kun-hee, aged 78, South Korea's richest person and chairman of Samsung Electronics Co., died on Sunday, leaving behind considerable assets subject to the potentially inherited by his surviving family as well as inheritance tax. His death came more than 6 years after he was hospitalized for heart attack. Lee was the wealthiest stock owner in South Korea and had stakes in 4 listed Samsung companies valued at about 18.2 trillion won, that is $16.1 billion as of Friday's closing price. Supreme Court grants relief to Amazon Flipkart on CCI's appeal. The Supreme Court has dismissed the appeal of Competition Commission of India against Karnataka High Court's stay order on probe against Flipkart and Amazon. The CCI had filed an appeal in September against Karnataka High Court's stay order on probe against Amazon and Flipkart over allegations of anti-competitive practices. Bimal Dayal appointed as the MD in Bharti Infratel. Bharti Infratel informed the board members have appointed Bimal Dayal as managing director of the company with effect from October 22nd till the effective date of amalgamation between Indus Towers Limited and the company. Dayal is currently the MD and CEO of Indus Towers. Infratel had filed an application with National Company Law Tribunal, that is NCLT, Chandigarh on October 3rd, seeking an extension of time for filing of the certified copy of NCLT order approving the scheme with the Registrar of Companies. PTI suffers a ransom attack on the servers. Press Trust of India, that is PTI, has faced a major attack on its servers, crippling its services for hours on Saturday. The servers have suffered a massive ransomware attack, disrupting operations and the delivery of news to hundreds of subscribers across India for several hours before they were restored after an all-night effort by engineers. As per the reports, the ransomware was identified as lockbit that encrypted data and applications, crippling the news delivery to subscribers. Can't stand it. CJI tells Republic TV chief Arnab Goswami's lawyer. Supreme Court on Monday, while hearing the Maharashtra government's plea against the Bombay High Court order staying a probe into 2 FIRs against Republic TV editor-in-chief Arnab Goswami, sought an assurance of responsible reporting from Republic TV. Chief Justice of India S.A. Bobde said that peace and harmony of society is what matters to the court, and there are some grounds where one has to tread cautiously. An IIT alumnus made a killing through fake apps. S. Yuvaraja, a resident of Kothiyapallayam in Kangayam Taluk in Tirupur, had reportedly developed 2 Android applications, that is Super Tatkal and Super Tatkal Pro, to amass money by fraudulent means. The fake apps enabled customers to obtain confirmed Tatkal e-tickets owing to their speed. To conclude, today, network spoofing remains a larger security threat when hackers set up fake access points connections that look like Wi-Fi networks but are actually traps in high-traffic public locations such as coffee shops, libraries, and airports. Cybercriminals give the access points common names like Free Airport Wi-Fi or Coffee House to encourage users to connect. Because mobile devices are always powered on, they are the front lines of most phishing attacks. Never click on unfamiliar email links. And if the matter isn't urgent, then let the response or action items wait until you are at your computer. Though many mobile users worry about malware sending data streams back to cybercriminals, there is a key threat closer to home, that is spyware. In many cases, it is not malware from unknown attackers that users should be worried about, but rather spywares. Secondly, the caller ID spoofing is one of the main threats that must be taken into account when receiving a cellular call, SMS or MMS. However, the Zero Trust is not a specific technology but a security strategy. The rise of Zero Trust suggests the time has come to completely rethink how we define trust in considering how to secure critical data and resources. Experts say it is the best way to stop data breaches. It is an idea that nothing and no one should be trusted until it is proven worthy of that trust. The Zero Trust strategy states not to trust anyone and do not give access to machines and IP addresses until you know who that user is and whether they are authorized. Zero Trust security plays an important role in tackling attackers. So stay safe and let's wind up for the day. But do not forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to War India News Magazine. Please download the War India app from Google Play Store for the latest news and updates. Stay tuned. Thank you.